This here amp is my clone of a Dumble. It's an ODS 50 watts. I had the Celestion G12-65 in here. That speaker moved into my Headstrong. It's really a Fender Deluxe Reverb, custom made by Headstrong. Brilliant amp, and I like it because of the weight. It's more convenient for me to bring to a gig, and it's the perfect wattage. I used to use my Tweed, and that's a fab amp. I have a Celestion Blue in here. Turned out to be a bit too low wattage for me because it sounds good, but it reaches a point where there's no headroom. So I love that amp, but it's a bit too weak for my application when I play live. That came into the picture and have replaced it for that purpose. I wanted to use this because that has been my main amp for playing live for many years, probably 10 years or more now. But I didn't use it in this combo cabinet, so I'm going to put it back into its former state using this extension cabinet for the speaker. Lightweight. That's this features a Cannabis Rex inside here now, and that's the way I used this amp previously, and the amp was in this beautiful head cabinet here, and I'm going to put it back into here now, the amp, because although it's not that convenient bringing more items. There will be 2 items for 1 amp now, but it is easier because I just have to go 1 more round from the car bringing this stuff now. So, but I will bring it like this. So putting the amp into here, and maybe I'll get a Celestion G12-65 to put into the cabinet as well, because I thought that this amp sounded really good with that. It is the speaker that Robin Ford uses with his Dumble, so maybe there's a reason that it sounded good with that. But the Cannabis Rex also sounds good with this amp, has always done. So maybe I will just keep it with that, at least for now. It brings a different character to the table also. Yeah. So let's get to work this amp into here now. Okay, so I'm back with the Dumble clone. Looks good in that cabinet, I think. Very familiar for me, using it like that for years. Before I let you hear the amp, I'll run you through how I set it up. So you can see the settings on my amp now is set to rock on this. I don't use the jazz position. I think most ODS amps have this kind of feature with the rock sound or jazz sound, deep, or not deep, bright or not bright. Mine is set to bright, not deep, and the rock setting. So, and I jogged the equalizers. There's a high, mid and low to find where it's just where it kicks in. So this is the amp. There's no reverb, there's nothing on the board engaged. Sounds like a very good starting point for me. It's kind of Fenderish, this amp, I think. So I have used my Headstrong Royal Reverb amp lately, and it's not that far from the character that I think this has. This one being based on a bass man from Fender initially, when Alexander Dumble started to tweak it into what became the Dumble amp. And I of course also have my Tweed Deluxe from Grand, which I've been using a lot. It turned out it's too weak for my application when I play live. I can use it, but it's up there, so it's no headroom. So this amp or my Headstrong, they are both loud enough to have enough headroom for me to use them with the band. From my pedalboard, the first thing that I'll show you is the deep blue delay, which I use as an always-on pedal with a tad of slapback delay. Sounds like this. Without and with. Yeah, it widens the tone a bit, I think, adds to the new dimension. And then I'll add some reverb. Neunaber Wet. Nice. And lately I've been putting the EP booster back on my board, as I think it adds something. I just like it. So without the EP booster and with, just adds something. It also brings it up in volume a bit, although I have the volume set all the way down. It's just to have that preamp adds something to the tone. Take it off and add it. So I also have the Fulltone Supa-Trem. This is probably the version 1, it's very old. And that also has a preamp inside. So I have used that for years and years, and it's part of my tone, so I will choose to have that always on also, but with the effects all the way down if I don't intentionally want a tremolo. So it also adds a bit volume, really. Put it on. If that's not enough, I have to use my Mad Professor Sweet Honey Overdrive Deluxe. It's just become part of me. And I'll then go to my volume knobs on the guitar to control how much I will dig into the gain, if you like. Here it is. Without the Sweet Honey Overdrive. Also a nice tone with the Sweet Honey Overdrive, and the gain is very low set on this. It's nice, isn't it? And then I have the El Capistan from Strymon. the tape echo digital thing. And I love that it has a tap tempo that allows me to have the delay follow the beat of the song that we're playing. Put it on. I think it sounds really good with this Cannabis Rex. And you know, that cabinet here is a Fender Deluxe cabinet. And I bought that one when many years ago I had a Fender Blues Deluxe. Not a Blues Junior, but a Blues Deluxe. And I bought that cabinet to go with it. I barely used it together with that amp. But as I sold that amp, I kept that cabinet. Luckily, because I think it sounds so good. There's something special with the acoustic properties from this cabinet, I think. Everything sounds so good in that. And every amp I've coupled with that cabinet just sounds fab. And this one, no exception, along with the Cannabis Rex. So I'll have to play it like this for a while. But it's very familiar to me, these tones now. But I did like that amp when it was in the combo cabinet, along with that G12-65 or whatever it's called, that speaker from Celestion, the Robin Ford speaker. Yeah, I could like that. But this is not bad sounding at all. So I would like to make a comparison about these amps now, not in this video, but I will show you the other amps alongside this one. And maybe also play them and blindfold you to see if you can hear the difference, which amp I'm playing. That will be for my next video. Okay, I'll play you out now so you can listen more to the tones from this beautiful amp here. And till next time, bye for now.
Mm-hmm.